Good morning, guys. Hi, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Steven. It's 3:35 in the morning in Las Vegas. I have a 5 o'clock in the morning show at work. There's almost nothing worse. Hey, how are you? Good morning. Good morning. There's almost nothing worse than a super early show at base. That guy, I'm not sure if you heard it, excuse me, who just called my name. It's my neighbor who used to be really upset about me feeding the cats. Sorry about the shaky camera. I'm carrying my luggage rather than dragging it. That neighbor who used to get really mad when I would feed Diana. Oh, he would be so mad. And then she had kittens. Remember those? Crawford and Davis. Yeah, well, he changed his tune. Now he's like my best friend. All right. I have to get to the bus and to work. I'll see you there. All right. Thank goodness. There's an app, a transit app that I found that tells me exactly by GPS where the next bus is. And I see it coming, but it allowed me not to have to carry my bag and run. But I do have to walk fast. It's right there. Here it comes. Hey guys, all right, so I made it to the airport. It is exactly 4 o'clock in the morning. Ugh, in base. I have an hour before check-in, but I decided to leave the house wicked early, an hour and a half early, even though I only live like two and a half miles from the airport. But you know, the infrequency of buses at this hour and the fact that there's no Ubers ever at this hour, I figured it's safer to leave early, and so I have an hour before check-in. We'll see what happens. Let's go to work. All right, guys. Hi. So we're on the plane. Okay, so we're on board. As you can tell, we have 17 or 18 passengers scheduled to fly to Houston. Then I think we're pretty much full going to Orlando and then up to Atlantic City. That's what we're doing today. So this first leg, super empty. The next two are fairly full. I chose to fly position C today. One of my coworkers is flying up in front as lead. She's senior to me by a fair amount, so she got to choose. These days, as much as I love being mid-cabin with my passengers, I love them. These days, it's just easier not to be mid-cabin. So, I chose position C today. Now, I think I've flown position C once in the course of, I don't even know how long, a year? I don't even know how long. It's been a long time. I had to search for the safety demo announcement. It's been a while. So, I'm not sure if I've mentioned it, but I have received my recurrent date. I have recurrent in March 30th. So I've got the whole month of March and the remainder of February to study. Hey there, how are you? So I'll have to study because, yeah, I'm, you know, a fuzz brain with all that's been going on this past 4 or 5 months with the house and such. But yeah, let's go to Houston. All right, that was harder than I thought it would be. We had 18 guests, 2 hours and 22 minutes, the flight, of trying to stay awake. Honestly, that was the hardest part. I did get the chance to look over some of my recurrent information, having to go over my safety equipment. I know my safety equipment, but during recurrent, they want you to say particular things that I always forget. So today I'm going over my safety equipment, and tonight we only have a 10-hour layover. So I'm going to read some of my flight attendant manual that will help get me to sleep tonight. And I want to have that read completely front to back at least twice between now and recurrent. We have had a new revision of our manual. So there's a couple changes that have been thrown in there. So it is 10:47. We have an hour and 15 minute sit here now. And I'm getting some Wendy's because I did not pack any food to eat on the plane. This is my luggage for a 3-day trip. That's it. I'm taking as little as possible, so I did not even take a lunch bag, because when I get back to Vegas early afternoon on day 3, I'm gonna throw it in a U-Haul so I can go to the house, pick up a lot of cat furniture, bring that to the house. Thank you. Thank you. I want to buy a bed at IKEA because I could not fit a bed frame in my rental car. And then I want to bring the cats over to the house. That'll be a video. All right, so I'm going to eat my sandwich and I'll see you later. All right, so we're on the plane in Houston. We're going to be heading to Orlando. 178 passengers, and this is supposed to be 1 hour and 40 something minutes. I forgot to test my PA. Let's do that together, shall we? Test, test. I'd start yodeling, but we'd all be irritated. No laughs, no laughs. All right, so I'll see you in Orlando. And as I get ready to sit down, people love to complain about our seats being so thin. Try sitting on this. Try sitting on this. It's like sitting on a telephone book. Super comfortable, especially since I don't have a behind. Alright, this isn't the worst I've ever seen, but it's pretty typical for Orlando. And you think we never did trash.
Oh my God, what's this?
Yeah, I know. Oh my God, guys. This day is never ending. So that last 2 flights were pretty full. The day would have been much easier if I had a coworker that was pleasant. The girl I'm working with in the back is absolutely an animal.
Whatever.
She's not. She's great. She's great. This has been a very long day. It is, what time is it here? 7:19 here on the East Coast. And I left the house at 3:30 this morning p.m. Whatever. It's been a long day. So we're going to the hotel.
I felt bad for the deadhead captain.
And I have to call, remind myself I have to call our SOD. My device is acting up, and I'm gonna see if they can't print a hard copy here that I can use the remainder of the trip. I don't know, but blah blah blah. I'll see you later in the hotel room. Hey guys, hi, welcome to Atlantic City. You can kind of see some of the boardwalk over there. This layover is not long enough where I'll get to see any of that because it's a 10-hour layover. I don't know the last time I had a 10-hour layover. I avoid these trips at all costs. But this line, I don't think I talked with you guys about my schedule for February, but this line offers me 17 days off this month, which I thought was perfect for being able to move and take care of the cats and paint and all that stuff. So 17 days off, and I still have 82 hours credit. So it's a good schedule, but I have to pay for that with occasional things like 10-hour layovers. And every single show for work this month is a 5 a.m. or a 6 a.m. show in base. Kill me. But so I got to pay for the days off, right? So yes, I'm in Atlantic City. We have 10 hours here. I've spent about 2 hours watching some YouTube videos and browsing the internet and eating. Tonight, I had some in my little magic collapsible dog bowl. I eat out of this probably once or twice a trip. I put some brown rice in there. Kat turned me on to these, and I will forever be grateful. They're super handy. When I have my kitchen set up, I'll be able to make rice in my Instant Pot and kind of just divvy it up for a trip. But these are just easy. You buy it, you throw it in the bag. It doesn't have to be refrigerated or anything. I brought a can of this chili, which I love. It's stag chili, 100% natural, no artificial flavors, ingredients, minimally processed, and it's delicious. It has habanero peppers to give it a little kick. So that's what I ate. And then I opened up a couple cards. I received 3 cards in the mail. There's a package there too. I don't know what it is. But I was not able to pick it up because it was 4 o'clock in the morning when I was at my P.O. box this morning. But I got 2 cards from Ms. Brenda. First, a Valentine. I have not received a Valentine in memory. I don't know when I have received a Valentine last. I was probably in grammar school. When I date somebody, when I'm dating somebody, I always do something romantic during Valentine's Day. Short story, cross your fingers. I was dating this guy, Steven. Every 10 years, I date a guy named Steven. I don't do it on purpose, but 1992, 2002, 2012, I was dating Stevens each of those times. And so 2022, I'm going to have a boyfriend. His name is going to be Steven. It's just happening that way. But Steven, the least romantic person ever. But I spent months putting this thing together. I went out and found that each kind of gemstone has a story, or it's supposed to affect different parts of your life. So I bought a moss agate bowl, a little bowl made out of moss agate, which I think was supposed to like sort of bring good vibes into the home, things like that. And I went on eBay, Etsy, everywhere on the internet trying to find pieces of gemstone cut or cabochons of different gemstones that would were supposed to accent or improve certain aspects of your life, health, wealth, you know, all sorts of stuff. And I made this little bowl full of gemstones that was supposed to like perfectly symbolize our health and our I almost said love, but I don't think we ever really got there. Yeah, that's the kind of thing I do. And each of those little gemstones was like $3. It wasn't like I was investing $1 million, but blah, blah, blah. And I don't remember him actually ever even giving me a card. No, he gave me socks. He gave me socks one year, and he was going to take me to a concert, but it was canceled. But whatever, blah, blah, blah. So this is my first Valentine that I've received in memory. Thank you. How's that for a story? How depressing is that? That's pretty depressing. And she also sent me a little home sweet home card. How charming is that? And then my friends, Susan and Danny, who I've known my entire sober life. I've met them early on, like probably the first few weeks of my sobriety. And they sent me this card, Mazel Tov, to congratulate me on my home. There's a little Irish blessing in here written, may your troubles be less and your blessings be more, and nothing but happiness come through your door. It's an old Irish saying, they said. The card is filled with exclamation points. Isn't that pretty? So I got 3 cards. Very exciting. Let's see. A little synopsis of today. It's just a long day. It was a very long day. The legs weren't all long, but they all had kind of sits in between. And the day just started off super, super early. And when we got here to, the East Coast, it was already well dark, and it was just a long day. But no problems, no challenges, not a one in any of those 3 legs, not a single problem. We had a whole bunch of families going to Orlando, and they left the plane in a condition I have rarely seen, but thankfully we have cleaners for that. I know that some airlines, flight attendants would have cleaned that, and I just am unwilling to do that. So I'm glad we don't have to clean our planes. Thank you. So the day was just fine. I'm working with some really good solid crew members. I'm flying position C, which is in back. So I am the one who reads the safety demo and a couple pre-boarding announcements, that kind of thing. Oh, and the other thing that's happened, something very strange is happening with my work device. So I was, it turned on and off a couple times by itself. Like I didn't do anything. It just kind of just turned on and off. And then it came on. I tried to turn the screen off with the top power button. We use an iPad mini for our device, and it wouldn't turn off. It wouldn't turn the screen off. And it just was behaving very strange. And then I was reading the safety demo, because we don't have to memorize anything, thank God. I was reading the safety demo, and my device just turned off halfway through the demo. I called my lead, and I was like, hey, my device just died, like dead. So we need to just pause for the safety demo. She's like, can't you just wing it? I'm like, she's been here 10 years. She's memorized. I have not memorized our safety demo, and I'm probably never going to do that. So I was like, no, I can't wing it. There's certain things we have to say legally for everyone's safety, and I don't want to miss anything, you know. So I borrowed one of my coworkers' devices, and of course my device turned itself back on the minute we finished the safety demo, of course. So I called our SOD, our supervisor on duty. It's a 24-hour management phone number, and I spoke to this woman, Jennifer. Now, I spoke to her a few weeks ago when I had to be taken off a trip because of someone got sick, apparently. She is uncommonly nice. I have to find a way to reach out to the company and let them know what a remarkable person she is. This woman, Jennifer, she was just beyond charming and helpful, and she just took all the stress I had off of me. Stress because we're legally supposed to have that device charged to 90% and working with everything installed and updated and blah, blah, blah. But if I can't trust my device that's going to be working, I might get in trouble. It's illegal. And I can't do my job completely without my device. So I asked her if it's possible to have the people here in Atlantic City print a paper copy of the FAM, which will be about that thick. I'll show it to you. Not the inside, but I'll show you the block of paper. I'm sure it's going to be like a handful. But so I asked her to see if they could have a copy printed for me for tomorrow morning, because we have a very early show. We have a 5:30 a.m. van time, which means I should be in bed by now. It's 9:07 at night. But she was just so helpful, and she made me feel so much better about the whole process. So I'm just so grateful for Jennifer. So tomorrow we get to the airport. Hopefully there'll be a hard copy of my FAM. My device can turn on if I use a certain a little trick, but it turns on and off by itself, and I can't work like that. So we'll see what happens with that. And I think that's it for tonight. I'm going to let you guys go in a second. I'm going to pop a melatonin because I need to get to sleep. And I will see you guys bright and early, or dark and early, tomorrow. All right, I'll see you then. Bye. Good morning. Whew, man. It is dark 30, as they say, because, you know, it still looks like it did when I went to bed last night. I did not get enough sleep last night at all. Not a surprise, because a 10-hour layover is not enough for anything, really. But I may have gotten to bed at like 9 o'clock. I mean, I got to sleep around 9 o'clock. I meant to get to sleep earlier, but I just couldn't. To my body, it's still 6 in the afternoon, you know. And right now it is 2:20. I'm sorry, it's 5:20 in the morning, which means it feels like 2:20. And the only reason I'd be awake at home is if my cats woke me up, which they usually do. But it's going to be a long day. It's not the longest day, but it's still going to be fairly long with this amount of sleep. Today we fly from Atlantic City to Myrtle Beach, back up to Atlantic City, and then down to Tampa. So it's not that bad, but man, I'm tired. It's going to be a fully caffeinated day, that's for sure. So I will see you on the airplane. All right, see you soon. All right, guys, hi. So feeling better, a little bit more awake when we're on the plane. So, you know, had to go through security here at Atlantic City. There's no KCM, so we had to kind of just, you know, hustle through regular security. Although we do get to cut in front of everybody, which is kind of fun. But you have to say excuse me and thank you, pardon me, you know, all that stuff. But we got to cut ahead, which is nice. My device is working again. Go figure. No idea what's going on. But it's working. I still want to talk to a supervisor once I get back to Vegas to talk about maybe either having it checked out or maybe swapping it for another device if they can. I don't know, but for now I'm just going to set up my galley because it's not set up for a trip, and then I guess I'll see you later in Myrtle Beach. Oh, we have I should say we have 100 passengers, and the time, I think we're blocked an hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes. It'll be faster though, I'm sure, but 100 passengers, not bad. It is 6:13 in the morning. Let's get this day started. Hey guys, all right, so we're back in Atlantic City. Whatever weather is going through here has been a mess. Turbulence leaving Atlantic City down to Myrtle was pretty, I wouldn't say it's severe, it was past moderate into a little Rydom Cowboy. And then coming back into Atlantic City was even worse. We're in the back. I'm literally holding on to my harness. It was pretty wild. The turbulence was something else. But everyone on the plane handled it beautifully. No one screamed. No one pulled out their cell phone. They all handled it beautifully. But the turbulence was something else. And we get to do it one more time. Yay! Hey guys, hello there from Tampa. It is February 7th, about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and I hear there's a football game happening later on today that I really honestly don't care anything about. I know that Tom Brady, of course, former Patriots, is playing with the Bucks. I think the Bucks are playing today. I don't know who they're playing. I really don't care either, but so the Super Bowl is happening later on today, and I'm going to celebrate the Super Bowl by watching some YouTube. I'm watching, there's actually a TV over here. I'm watching Catching Fire, The Hunger Games, Catching Fire. I'm watching that off and on because I don't care about football. Today has been very nice. It was a really good day today. My crew and I really worked well together today. We had amazing passengers. None of our flights were super full. The last leg of the day, I think I talked about the earlier legs, but the last leg of our day was just extra nice in that we just had the best passengers. Two of them in particular were my absolute favorites. When they were coming on board, now remember, I'm flight attendant C on this trip, which means I'm all the way in the back. I saw this couple coming down the aisle, and the two of them are holding this very long white garment bag, and you know as well as I do, it was a wedding dress, right? So they're getting married this Saturday on Treasure Island, and don't go looking for them. That would be rude. But they're getting married on Treasure Island, and they're so deeply in love, and it was such a joy to talk to them. I probably like held them hostage on the plane, just talking for at least an hour of a 2.5 hour flight. We just had the best time. She and I both love cats, and we just shared lots of stories about our cats. Just a great time. I did not know that she was as anxious as she was about traveling with her dress. They had called customer service last night asking if there was a way to more safely transport her dress because, well, it's her wedding, you know, and she doesn't want to have to, you know, unrumple her dress. But customer service said there really wasn't any way for us to do that. No way to guarantee that, at least. So thankfully, we only had 87 passengers on tonight's flight to Tampa. So I actually was able to secure 2 overhead bins that were next to each other in the back of the aircraft. So I was able to kind of lay out her dress carefully. I did not know how anxious she was. She was really anxious. And conversely, she was over the moon grateful that her dress was safe, and we just had the nicest time talking. It was just crazy. I kept apologizing, like, for, you know, haunting them, and the two of them were like, no, we're having a great time. He kept saying how anxious she was and how happy they were that the dress was safe, and we just shared lots and lots of stories. I asked about her dress, and we went back so he wouldn't see pictures, and she showed me pictures of her dress, and we shared stories about, she shared stories, about trying it on and the alterations that were required. And I asked her what kind of shoes she was wearing, because she's having a beach wedding and she still wanted to wear a heel, and so that's tricky. So we talked about shoes. We just had a really nice time. And, I asked him about his expectations and what he's wearing, because, it's all about the girl, right? But the boy, he's so deeply in love with her. It was so wonderful. And so he was just as happy to be participating in this, wedding. Because, girls grow up, I think girls grow up dreaming of their wedding. And how many boys really dream of their wedding? Well, it was obvious that he was just dreamy over marrying this lovely girl. And the girl, Sarah, she looked just like Anna Kendrick. You know who Anna Kendrick is? She looked just like Anna Kendrick. Better cheekbones, better bone structure. Of course, I really only saw her eyes. But we just had a wonderful time, as I've said like 50 times already. But the flight was really turbulent. I mean, this last leg, we flew in and out of Atlantic City and like twice, and Tampa, the weather was kind of screwy here too. Our turbulence today was something else. It's probably the worst I've experienced so far. And everyone was wonderful in the plane. The whole day we experienced turbulence, but we probably didn't get out of our seat for the first hour of the flight. No, 40 minutes. Blah, blah, blah. But what I wanted to say is this couple were so grateful. They were going to tip me. And they were like, oh, would you take a tip? And I could see it with my periphery vision. And I saw that it was $100 bill. And I was like, oh, no, 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 no. Thank you so much. And I know a few of you were like, Steven, you just bought a house. You could use $100. I'm like, yeah, I could use $100. I'm very strange about taking a tip. If it's $5, $20, because I gave you the best service, more than you expected on an airplane, fine. But $100 is a bit much, and I would have felt very uncomfortable taking that. And so I said, no, 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 thank you so much. I'm very flattered, but put that towards your wedding. Like, you're paying, I know how much you paid for your dress, so put that towards your dress, And I think that just ingratiated me towards them even more, honestly. But they said they were going to write a letter to my airline, and I think they will. No one really does. They always say they're gonna, but they never do. But it was just a really, really nice leg, just wonderful passengers. But these two, they were just so deeply in love, and they were just so sweet, and we just had the best time. And she has the most beautiful little cat. She shared this story about how they rescued this little teeny kitten, and now she's 16 years old, and she's gorgeous. She reminds me a lot of Eleanor, actually, with all the fluff of fur around her chest. Oh, miss my cats. But I don't know why I feel so energized right now. I mean, I was struggling to keep my eyes open during some of that turbulence. Some people are frightened by turbulence. Turbulence puts me to sleep. It really makes me want to, like, really kind of sit back and close my eyes. But we can't. That would be a fireable offense for sleeping on the job. But let's see. So I think that's really it. I think I talked about the earlier trips in this video already. Today is going to be a relaxing layover. Our show time, our van time tomorrow is 5:30 in the morning. So I'm going to be in bed in the next maybe 3 hours or so, just so I can get a good night's sleep. Because I haven't really slept well the past 2 nights. And then tomorrow, my goal is to land, get these people off the airplane, and run my butt over to a U-Haul center, which is down near the car rental. Maybe I can get the shuttle from the car rental. I want to pick up a U-Haul so I can then go to my apartment, take my uniform off, and then put some other clothes on, obviously, and then pack some of the cat furniture in particular, and then bring that over to the house, and then bring the cats home to their future home. So I'll have 3.5 days, I think 3.5 days, to help them acclimate to the new environment. Because I think that they would acclimate better if I were there, so they could look at me. I know that I can already see Buddy when he's at the vet, and he'll be in the room looking around, kind of exploring, and he looks at me with these big round eyes like, are we okay? Are we safe? You know, so I'm anticipating him just being a little curious and not too freaked out, but I definitely think it would be easier for him to acclimate if I'm there. So, for a couple days. So that's the plan so far. I think I'm done filming for tonight, unless something wacky happens, or of course a stray thought crosses my mind. Then I'll be back to talk to you about it. Until then, I will see you guys later, probably after the Super Bowl. We'll find out who wins. Hey guys, good morning. So it is the day after the Super Bowl, and while I have no opinion on football, I do have an opinion on Tom Brady. I love Tom Brady. And of course, the Buccaneers won. I won't say it's because of Tom Brady because I didn't watch the game, but whatever. So yeah, it is 5:16 in the morning. I'm going to head down to the shuttle to the airport. Hopefully there's something of a grab and go because I did not eat anything this morning. I do have a bagel and some peanut butter to eat on the plane, but we'll be back in Vegas by 11:30 in the morning, so I'll be able to eat something better once I get back home to Vegas. Last night, had a good sleep, probably 6.5 hours, which is good for me on these early morning shows. God, I hate early mornings. And this entire month is all early morning shows. It's gonna kill me. But 17 days off, 17 days off, full-time job. All right, so I will see you guys at the airport. All right, bye. Grab and go wasn't that bad this morning. It's a peach yogurt, an orange juice, a granola bar, and a spoon. Yay. All right, so not a bad grab and go. All right, so I don't often buy food on layovers, but look at this sandwich. It's 2 eggs, bacon, some kind of sauce, cheese, a brioche bun, some very hot, crispy tater tots. So good. Yeah, the grab and go with the orange and the yogurt. Yeah, wasn't gonna cut it. So good. All right, so that last trip was 45 minutes. Nothing happened. Pretty much everyone was asleep. We did service. I think we sold 2 waters, a couple juices. That's it. The next flight is booked about 1:35, and it's probably over 5 hours going west. So I'll be home late morning, and I can see my cats, and I will. Yeah, when the pilots are commuting home, it's a good thing when they're going home. So I'll be home late afternoon, late morning, and the day really just begins, doesn't it? Because I'll be moving stuff. So I'll be ending this trip video once I get back to Vegas, and I'll start the next video when I either move some furniture or when I bring the cats over to the house. So I will see you then. Next time I see you, we'll be back in Vegas. All right, have a great time. I can't even talk. I'm like, just ready to go home. Oh. Guys, I am wackadoodle. I'm also at IKEA, as you can tell. I am wackadoodle. So this last leg of the day, which was from Fort Lauderdale to Vegas, was super easy. We had like 135 passengers. Fine. Everyone was great. I had a couple amazing conversations with some of our guests. I mean, amazing. Like, really deep conversations. Just fantastic. Got to the airport, deplaned, and I hoofed it to the bus. I took a bus to the bus terminal and then another bus to pick up a U-Haul van. because I needed a bed frame. I needed a bed frame, so I came to IKEA to get a bed frame that wouldn't fit in a regular car from a rental. So I bought a bed frame. I don't want to put it together. And then now I'm going to head back to the house. I'm going to collect some cat furniture, bring it to the house, deposit everything there, and then come and pick up the cats. I bought another cat carrier, so I have 3 now. So I can bring them all to the house all together at the same time. And I think that would be the best way to do this. One of my passengers a couple days ago was a pet veterinarian. She's a veterinarian specializing in cats. And so she gave me some suggestions on how to introduce a cat to a new house. So I'm probably going to ignore a lot of her advice because she said, like, lock them in one room, let them get used to one room. And that's not how my cats have lived their lives so far. So we'll see what happens. But I wanted to end this video and thank you for coming with me on this trip. Now I'll start my next video, which you're going to guess will start at IKEA, right? All right. So I will talk to you guys later. Thanks for joining me on this trip, and I will see you soon. Fly safe.